So, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, basically, this is the AWS Zero to Master series, and in this playlist, we are focusing on the AWS and cloud services. So far, we have been learned about that AWS EC2. Along with that, we discussed more about the AMI and templates, and lot more we have been discussed. Now, I hope you should be have enough idea about the EC2. If you are not aware of that those concepts, just to look into my those videos, you should be get more idea on that. So coming to the today's session, we have all our idea about that AWS EC2, and we can create a EC2 based on our requirement. But maybe you have a one question: how we can reduce the cost when we are creating a EC2 instance, and what are the ways we can reduce the cost? So for this question, I have been prepared this session for the EC2 level, the cost optimization. So basically, in the future, we will be like plan a one session for the AWS cost optimization for the separate playlist. But today we will see about that. Coming to that EC2 level, what are the ways we can optimize our cost and how we can reduce the cost when we are started working on that AWS EC2. So let us start. So basically, in the AWS perspective, they are providing that multiple type of plans based on that plan. They are AWS providing that some kind of discount for that each plan. So we will see it in that one by one in an elaborative way. So basically, the first one, that is that EC2 on-demand instance, and another one is that the savings plan, and followed by reserved instance, the one of the plan, and capacity reservation is that one more thing. Apart from that, the dedicated host and the spot instance. So basically, AWS providing that these all are that savings plan. We can use it when we are working on that EC2. If we need any kind of discount or anything, we can go with any one of that based on the requirement. So now we will discuss about that one by one. What are the discounts they are providing and which one we need to be choosing. So first one, that AWS EC2 on-demand instance. So basically, it is a nothing but AWS charging that amount based on the on-demand price. We will not get any kind of discount when we are creating the EC2 instance. So for example, in the earlier videos, we have been created a EC2 instance and the templates and the AMI everything. So all the costs will be charged based on the on-demand price, and it will be generate the bill. So basically, they will be charged the bill for that minimum 60 seconds. That means that 1 minute. So more than that, it will be like AWS will be charged the amount. It will not. They will not give any kind of discount. So basically, we can choose this on demand if you are not going to be use that any longer commitment, or else if you are not going to be use it for that any kind of higher value for that long time usage, we can go with easy to on demand. So another one of the plan called that savings plan. So basically savings plan when we can choose if we need any kind of higher discount, we can go with the savings plan. They are providing that up to 72% we can get it when we are choosing the savings plan. The thing is when we are choosing that savings plan, we need to be commit certain type of usages, and that the term will be 1 year or 3 years. We can choose it either 1 year or 3 years, and a certain type of usages we need to be defined. So basically, we can usages means we can choose that specific type of instance family. We can choose it that respective region. So based on that, they will be provide that 72% up to discounts. So, basically, in a today's session, we are just seeing about that EC2 savings plan. Apart from that, they are providing that compute savings plan. On the savings plan, we can get it that like forget services. Basically, they are providing for the ECS services, and SageMaker also one of the other plan they are providing. So one by one, we will see it in that upcoming session. And basically when we are choosing that savings plan, the payment option, we can choose it that either that all upfront or else partial or else no upfront. So based on that, they will be give you that discount. It will be very depends on that payment what we are choosing. So these all are about the basics of that savings plan. So we will see it on the portal how we can create a savings plan. So in a today's session, I'm not going to be create a savings plan. I'm just showing you how where we can create a savings plan on the EC2 console. So basically, I'm in a Mumbai region. So here you can see that one of the option called savings plan. So basically, when you are click on the savings plan, you need to be redirect to the particular cost optimization section. Here it will we can create. So basically, we can create and they are offering that up to 72 percentage and like based on the usages, we can commit some kind of like plan. So I'll just open that savings plan. Let us know more about that savings plan. So basically, it will be redirect to the cost and optimization. Here you can see like what are the savings plan they are providing. As I mentioned, apart from the EC2, they are providing for the compute. Basically, they are it will be included for the Fargate and the Lambda services. We will see it on the 10 future session. And apart from that, SageMaker is that one of the separate services. We will see it on the one also. Now we are going to be check the EC2 instance level. So basically, to create a savings plan, you can just click on that purchase savings plan. Here we need to be choose it that for what kind of purpose we are going to be using. So I'm going to be using for the EC2 insert. And terms, as I mentioned, that 1 year and 3 year we can choose it either 1 year or 3 year. Based on that, they will be give you that discount. And apart from that, the region also, which region we are going to be use this savings plan. So basically, I'm just going to be using for that North Virginia. And as I mentioned, we can like commit that certain type of usages for the particular EC2 instance type. Like for example, if you are going to be using that C7G or something, so you need to be select the instance type family and how much hours you are going to be use it. Enter that hourly commitment amount. Basically, that amount we need to be choose it. So for example, like $10. So basically, they will be calculated the dollar, and this will be like we are committing $10. We are going to be use it for that per hour basis. So the payment option, as I mentioned, that all upfront or else that no upfront and the partial also we can choose it. So we can get it like a monthly amount this one, and the total cost will be this one. So if I'm selecting that all upfront, like we need to be pay this amount, and that the monthly payment will not be charged. So if you can get the partial, it will be like upfront cost and the monthly payment also we need to be choosing. So based on that, like we can create a add to cart and we can payment. So this is the way we can create a savings plan. So we can use that savings plan according to that. So one more scenario, in case if you are committing the $10, if the usage is like beyond the $10 means they will be charging in that on demand basis. So that is the things we need to be noted. So I'm not going to be create at this moment. Just to go back to that. So coming to that next slide. So I hope you should be get some idea about that savings plan. Now we will see it about that another option called reserved instance. So basically reserved instance means nothing but here also we can get that up to 72 percentage for that discount from the AWS. The thing is there are some kind of like a difference comparing the savings plan and the reserved instance. So basically like when we are creating the reserved instance, we can create with the instance size and the platform. Platform means that OS family and tendency we can create. But coming to that savings plan, we can create a, like we need to be commit some kind of usages for the particular instance type only. Here we can create a reserved instance for that some kind of like a different option. So like the same way we need to be reserved with minimum 1 year and 3 years. So if you are selecting the 3 year, we can get that more discount for this. And the payment option also similar to that savings plan. We can get that all upfront or else partial or no upfront also we can choose it. So, and another one more point here, whenever we are creating the savings plan, that will not the convertible plan. But if you are creating the reserved like with the convertible, maybe like we can choose it in future if we need to change that the like reserved instance type or something, we can change it. Basically, that if you are selecting the standard, they will be give you that some kind of discount. If you are selecting the convertible, that will be like some kind of lower discount we can get it. So these are the about that the basics of that reserved instance. So let me quickly open that console. So this is the EC2 console. You can see one of the option called reserved instance. So basically reserved instance, we need to be create like a purchase reserved instance. So if you are click on that, as I mentioned, we can choose it that we can reserve the instance based on the platform and based on the tenancy, whether dedicated or default or offering clause, whether it will be the convertible or standard or what type of instance type we need to be reserved and term. like what time we are going to be choose, or else that payment also we can choose it. So if I can select it that any of the Linux or Unix, so offering, I'm just selecting that convertible and see someone large term 1 year. I'm just choosing payment option no upfront. So if I can search it, so we can get the term like what is that effective rate and 12 months and hourly rates and like what is that like offering their class as well as that the desired quantity, how much the quantity we need. So based on that, they will be like to give you the details. You can just like validate and you can just get it that result instant. So as I mentioned, if I am selecting that 3 years, you can that value will be changed. If I am selecting that all upfront, you can see that 24058 upfront price we need to be changed it. So it will be depends on that all the size and result instance. We can search it that whatever we want. We can see that value also effective rate will be changed to 1.317. Yeah, you can see that if I'm selecting that no upfront, the effective rate will be changing. So based on that, we can reserve the instance and we can like use it based on our requirement. So if you have any kind of a long-term workloads or any committed workloads, we can go with the savings plan or reserved instance. So depends on the cases, we can choose it. It will be help us to reduce the cost. So basically, savings plan we can choose it that instance size. If you need to be like create a like some kind of a OS flavor and some kind of like if you need to be converted in the future, we are not sure about that instance type or that OS platform. We can go with that reserved instance. Based on that, they will be given some discount. So back to the slide. So that's all about the reserved instance. So now we will see that one of the another option called the capacity reservation. So capacity reservation also that's similar like that the reserved instance. We can reserve the capacity with instance type, platform, and the placement group and on like availability zone. It's similar like that, the same like reserved instance, but it will be charged you that on-demand price. Maybe if you can wonder why they are charging that on-demand price, even though if you are doing the capacity reservation, I'll tell you in that next one. So basically, here in the reserved instance, we need to be choose it minimum 1 year or 3 years. It is a mandatory. Here, there is no limitation on that capacity. We can choose it the no minimum and the no maximum time. We can reserve that any time, and as well as like always we can get it that EC2 when we are reserving the capacity. For example, if I'm just reserving the capacity for that like a Windows flavor with C7 large, so always we can we can get that EC2 instance on the particular region. In a future, if we need any kind of EC2 instance when we are creating, might be like if it is not available, AWS will not be provide you that resources due to that insufficient resources. So to overcome that issue, using the capacity reservation, we can reserve that instance. So they will be like reserved for us. Using that, we can use those instances. So let me open that console. Maybe you should be get more idea on that. Once I'll just show you the detailed way in that console. So this is the capacity reservation. So if you can see, I'm just creating a capacity reservation. Basically, we can select that type of resources and the platform. We can choose it or Windows or Linux and availability zone. We are like asking we need a like this kind of M4 large machine and Linux OS in the availability zone. We require how much quantity. If I'm just putting the 10 quantity, like by default, AWS will consider we need a 10 kind of missions in that particular region so that they will be reserved for us. They will be charges once we create a instance. Like so the tenant is also like a shared hardware instance or any dedicated hardware we can select it. And the placement group we have been already discussed. Right now we don't have any placement group. If we need, we can just create a placement group and we can place those EC2 instance in the placement group. And basically we can just like specify the time when it should be like in maybe like we can select that manually also we can choose it. And apart from that eligibility we can like we can like create a instance with any matching attribute or else that only dedicated attributes, which is the one we have been given. So based on that, it will be create. So this is the way we can create. So once we create, they will be started to charge you for your billing. So be sure about that. If we require that any kind of instance type, like for the critical workload, if you need to be ensured that we can go with that. Like a capacity reservation, but we will not get any kind of discount here, but when we are going that reserved instance or savings plan, we can get that some kind of discount. So back to the slide. So I hope you should be get some idea about the capacity reservation. And another one of the things called dedicated host. So basically dedicated host means nothing but it is a physical hardware level we should be get the access, like basically when we are creating the dedicated host, those hosts will be shared to us only. They will not share any other customer. So maybe if we need, we can share to others. Depends on that option, we can choose it. And like and apart from that, if you are creating a dedicated host, we can get the control over the instance placement level. We can like define which EC2 instance should be running on that which host. So that level we can choose it. Same like on premises. If we have any kind of servers in the on premises, we can choose it where the virtual machines or any kind of application should be run on that particular host. This is the way we can define where it should be run. So apart from that, if we have any on premises license for that core level or that any SQL or database or that any OS level, we can bring our own license and we can apply in that existing one also. They are allowing us. So one more point, when we are creating the dedicated host, this will be a little bit most expensive one. So we should be aware. Like until unless if you don't record that this dedicated host, we should not go with that. Otherwise, it will be making that more cost. So let me open the console once again. So basically, you can see that one of the option called dedicated host. Here we can like see allocate dedicated host. Basically, here you can choose the instance family, what type of instance family you need, and instance type. Okay, under the instance type, what type of instance you should be required and which availability zone we need to be create, and like auto placement, whether the instance will be that should be auto placed, otherwise we need to be placed that manually. And the host level we can get that like some kind of access, and that we can enable that recovery mode also, and the host maintenance also we can enable. Apart from that, how much quantity we need, based on that we can create a like dedicated host. So that's all about that AWS dedicated host. So basically, another one is the spot instance. So here we can get that up to 90% of the discount using the spot instance. There will be some kind of like logic we need to be think about when we are creating the spot instance. It will not help us for that highly critical workloads. We can use it any kind of short-term workloads or that any big data analysis or the backend process. We can use it. So basically, the spot instance we can get it based on the less than on demand price. We can get that spot instance. For example, like basically AWS will be like define the cost for the current spot price. So we can define our maximum price. So basically, what will happen if the maximum our price lower than our that current spot. So the automatically the EC2 instance will be like launched into the AWS. For example, like we have been defined that EC2 cost for that $2. The current spot cost will be $1 means automatically the EC2 instance will be deployed on the based on the spot request. In case if you can think, we have been defined that our maximum price is that $3, but the current spot is that $4 means what will happen? The existing instance, if anything running on that EC2 spot instance, so that will be like a stop or terminate based on our logic, which is the one we have been configured. So basically that the price will be like calculated based on the hourly, that is called the spot price. It can be vary based on the capacity and the offer from the AWS perspective. Basically that will be updated based on the hourly price. So if the workloads can accept that failure or interruption as I mentioned. If it is not a highly critical workload, we can go with the spot instance with like that will be temporary usage. We can use it. So let us check it on the console where we can create a spot instance. So here you can see one of the like option called spot request. Here basically, as I mentioned, we can request a spot request. So here they are like some kind of existing launch template. Otherwise, we can use it the manually. Here we can use the CMI and the keeper also we can choose it based on our requirement. And if you can see like how many quantities the instance we required, either that CPU basis we are going to be select or memory or instance. So I'm just selecting that two instance. So we can define that whether it should be maintained the capacity, like if it is not maintaining, what should be kept on it. It should be terminate or stop. Based on that, we can just select it. And coming, this is the network. We can choose it whatever we want, and availability also we can choose it. And here, what is the vCPU and memory we required. And along with that, the price capacity optimization or capacity optimized, we can choose it based on the like price price optimization. And here, yeah, here you can see we can set the maximum price. So set your maximum price per hour. So basically, if I'm selecting the $10, the maximum price. So basically, what will happen if the spot price is there below $10 with that matching quantity, it will be deployed the EC2 instance. If it is not a $10, what will happen? It will be terminate or stop the instance on the EC2 level. So this is the way we can request that the spot instance on the AWS console. So basically this session I have been like planned for that to know you about some kind of basics about the cost optimization, but I am not covered all the details about the dedicated on the spot instance and other savings plan. But there are a lot more we need to be know about when we are started to working on the TEC2 level for the cost optimization level. So that's all about the today's session. But in case if you require more clarity about the cost optimization on savings plan on the AWS EC2 level, just feel free to leave a comment on this comment section. I'll just take you up on that each scenario, say each like a plan, how we can, what are the workloads we can go and how we can configure and what are the limitations. That is the way I'll prepare and I'll upload in this session. So thanks for watching my channel once again. If you like my videos, just to do subscribe and like my videos so that it will be encourage me to upload more videos like that. So once again, thanks for watching my channel. We'll see you in the upcoming season.